Hello students, how are you all? I just hope that you all are safe at your places. Now students, your second term examination, they will start from 14th of December, and your second term syllabus will be from 15th assignment to 25th assignment. Okay, and one more thing, that this time the exam pattern will be subjective type. That means you have to write proper answers. Okay, so kindly prepare according to that. Now students, let's continue chapter number 4, water. Okay, earlier I told you about interconversion of matter of water, that means change of state of water, and I also told you about solute, solvent and solution. And we discussed about water cycle also, that what is water cycle. Now today you're going to learn about potable water. What is potable water? Water which is fit for drinking and which is used for human consumption is known as potable water. Now out of total water which is present on earth, only 3% of water is fit for drinking. Okay, or we can say that it is used for drinking purposes. So potable water is needed because since the population is more and only 3% of water is fit for drinking, so we should purify it. We should purify water, and we should purify it so that it can be used for drinking and for human consumption. Okay, so water which is fit for human consumption, that means that human can consume, and for drinking purposes, that means that we can use for drinking, is called potable water. Okay, now characteristics of potable water. It should be clear and colorless. Water doesn't have a color, first of all. So the first characteristic of potable water is that it should be clear. It shouldn't have any color and it shouldn't have any impurity in it, and it should be clear and colorless. Okay, it should not contain any harmful germs or bacteria. Water which is fit for drinking purposes shouldn't have germs in them, okay, or microorganisms like bacteria in them, because contaminated water or water having harmful germs can cause many health problems. Okay, so that water should be free from harmful germs or bacteria. Then thirdly, it should be free from salts which endanger human life, such as nitrates and cyanides. Nitrates and cyanides, they are salts, okay, and these salts, they are bad for human body, and so water, it shouldn't have salts such as nitrates and cyanides. Then lastly, it should have a good taste. Water should have a good taste. Now students, just now I told you that potable water is the water which is used for drinking purposes and for human consumption, like for agriculture also. And out of 98% of water which is present on earth, only 3% of water is fit for drinking. Okay, and this water which is not considered as potable water are of two types. They are distilled water and sea water. Okay, distilled water is a water which is free from dissolved salts. Now what these dissolved salts they do, they provide taste to the water. Okay, and these small amounts of dissolved salts, they have minerals in them which is good for growth and development of human body. Okay, so distilled water, they are completely free from dissolved salts. Now, secondly, when we consume distilled water, it will tend to dissolve the essential salts that are already present in our body, and then it can flush it out from the body, and hence can cause its deficiency. Okay, so it is not advisable to have distilled water, and because it is not considered as potable water. Then seawater. Seawater is not fit for drinking. Why? Because it is salty. Why it is salty? It is because it contains a high percentage of dissolved salts, mainly sodium chloride. Okay, sodium chloride, common salt. So seawater, it contains high percentage of common salt. That's why seawater is salty. And sodium chloride, common salt, if we will consume seawater, then firstly it is not good in taste because it is salty. Secondly, since it contains high percentage of sodium chloride, then it can cause high blood pressure, heart related disease, then kidney related disease, and can cause swelling in our body. Okay, and it also contains salts of calcium and magnesium. So these two types of water, they are not considered potable water. Now the question arises, why potable water is needed? Why potable water is needed? It is because only 3% of water, out of total water present on earth, only 3% of water is usable, or we can say it is used for drinking purposes. Now purification of water, it must be carried out to remove following impurities. Impurities like dissolved minerals, for example calcium and magnesium salts. Now calcium and magnesium salts, if their concentration is high in water, then what they form? They form hard water. Okay, hard water is not bad for health, but what it does, it doesn't lather, thus it is not used for cleaning purposes. Now dissolved gases, for example carbon dioxide. Then thirdly, dissolved suspended impurities, for example sand, organic matter, these are all suspended impurities. Okay, so they should also be removed from the water. Then disease causing germs, like microorganisms, what they do? They causes diseases. So they also need to be removed from the water, and they cause diseases like diarrhea, typhoid, etc. So to purify water, purification plant is needed. Now what is purification plant? Purification plant is a setup which contains many processes, okay, which has many processes through which the water undergoes to get a clear water, and that clear water is then enters individual homes through water taps. Now this we are going to discuss later on. So this is all about potable water.